young guy, what's up?
How you doing?
I heard you're kind of sad today.
Oh yeah.
Well, before we get there, I want to welcome everybody to rooster.com, where we try to make everybody happy. We're just trying to, make the world a happier place, right?
Absolutely.
But
we're just trying to do our part.
I know, but sometimes you just don't have a happy day. Sometimes the world just doesn't act the way you want it to, right, YG?
Sometimes the stars just aren't aligned.
Well, tell the listeners what happened to you, why you're so sad today.
I've been going through these excruciatingly painful training sessions with my training goddess, and today was the end, so I'm sad and I'm grieving.
His training goddess, by the way, she's the most fit. She's like this Jillian Michaels, who I don't know if anybody's heard of, who's another training goddess who's got a big radio show, books, and the like. But his training goddess, she trained one of these world, what do you call them?
The UFC, the Ultimate Fighters.
Yeah, a UFC fighter, and she made the guy throw up. On several he said it was the toughest.
Now that's a resume enhancement if I've ever heard one.
And YG, I would think you're happy that thing's over, but
no, I'm grieving.
He's grieving.
But I'm happy to be here on Rooster.
You're a bit of a crazy man there, YG, but your sadness has really been felt on Wall Street today.
Has it?
I don't know. Yeah, and it's got nothing to do
with
misery
loves company, and I'm happy when other people are sad.
It must be the moon cycle or something, because everybody's sad today. The market just had another dull day. I think this is the fifth dull day in a row. Ever since a week ago Tuesday, we've had 5 do-nothing days, go-nowhere days. That tug-of-war that we talked about on the Friday segment is still going on. And basically going nowhere. In fact, today even commodities didn't move. The dollar didn't move. Nothing moved. It was like this was like the slowest day I think we've ever had.
Bad week for Ambien. People don't need it.
Yeah,
just turn on the market.
I think people get bored, and upset. And I'll bet everybody's unhappy because if the market doesn't go up and doesn't go down, other than our Mr. P here, who claims to make money every day, we don't see anybody else making any money. So it's a sad day for a lot of people. But you know who it's really a sad day for?
Who is that?
Mr. Greenspan.
Oh, Mr. Greenspan.
Did you see the headline in the Wall Street Journal today?
No. Give it to me.
I don't know if you could get a close-up on here.
Oh my goodness. His legacy tarnished. Greenspan goes on defensive.
Yeah. They're picking on Alan Greenspan, an icon of the economy. Now, Greenspan, he's an easy guy to pick on, right? I mean, when you're in charge of all the money, you're in charge of the central bank, you have to try to figure out if the economy is going down, going up. You have to figure out if inflation is a bigger problem or economic growth is a bigger problem. I mean, that's a huge job. That's a very difficult job to do. And, a lot of conspiracy thinkers out there, and there's, everybody's got a conspiracy theory these days. But Mr. Greenspan, I mean, he was in that job for almost till he was 80 years old. I mean, can you imagine?
80 years old.
Why would a person work till 80 years old? He's 82 years old.
I don't think I'll live to 80 years old.
I know. He's 82 years old, and everybody's picking on him now. It's like, oh, you got to blame somebody. You got to criticize. Oh, my gosh. All the problem is Alan Greenspan. Nobody in the banking industry did anything wrong. No consumer lied about his information when he got a mortgage. Nobody made a stupid purchase. Nobody made a mistake except Alan Greenspan.
So why is everybody piling on now?
Well, because everybody loves when an icon bites the dust. You were playing that song by Queen there?
Oh, I love that song.
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
I didn't hear you. Another one bites the dust. People love blood on the streets. People love to see icons fall. Remember, I don't want to go on other icon falls. We could go on forever. Because icons seem to fall. I mean, Elliot Spitzer fell a month ago or something.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And today it's like, oh my gosh, we can really gang up on poor Mr. Greenspan. And, even a couple weeks ago, Barron's did an article.
Barron's.
Can you get a close-up on this
I've
one?
got a close-up. Okay. Dr. Greenspan's amazing invisible thesis.
Yeah. Why has the maestro been hiding his PhD thesis all these years? Perhaps because it's a little flimsy.
Ooh, scathing.
A forthcoming book offers startling answers. I mean, they're picking on poor Ellen in Mr. Greenspan in Barron's, in Wall Street Journal today. I mean, he is really I saw he's being interviewed right now as we tape this show. He's being interviewed by the CNBC staff. The CNBC staff worshipped him for I don't know how long he was, 20 years of Fed chairman. For 20 years, I mean, they used to genuflect when he came in. There'd be silence every time Ellen would speak. Oh, you could hear a pin drop. He goes, oh, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? And then they'd like all act startled like by his brilliance. And then whenever he'd make a move, the market would go up, no matter what he did. You know, he could make interest rates go down, up. The market loved Alan Greenspan. And if the market did collapse, Alan would always come to the rescue, and they'd always say, we have nothing to worry about, keep buying stocks, because Alan's at the helm. I mean, it was just an amazing reverence for this man for almost 19 years.
And so I think that in times like these, people want to come to Rooster because they want to hear what we think.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of calls today saying, what does the OG and YG think about Alan Greenspan? And I just want to say, for the record, that OG and YG know nothing.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry. You know, I know our
Is
opinion.
that going to improve the mood today, or
I don't think so. I really think.
We're very humble, though. I
think we're adding to the unhappiness out there today.
Absolutely.
But we're going to try to put some perspective around this, because you know, to just say we know nothing is really going to let people down. So we have to provide some perspective. But we will not do anything more than provide a little way of getting a glimmer of how people might want to view this. But one thing I just want to say is, you know, everybody does want to criticize him. There's this book that's coming out shortly. It's by Robert Auerbach called Deception and Abuse at the Fed. You know, they're going to
abuse. Oh my goodness.
They really want to get him. So while people are trying to get Alan, while he's sitting there on the interview, and the CNBC anchors who normally worshipped Alan and who spent so many years genuflecting and worshiping every word he said and running the market up and saying, don't worry. Now, as he's being interviewed today, I mean, they're interrupting him. He's trying to give an answer. They're, wait, I got another question. I mean, the guy can't even get an answer. I mean, he's 82 years old. He's got this grim face. He's got, you know, his hair is white. He's like, he looks so sad. I mean, he's 82 years old. He worked till he was almost 80 years old to serve this country. He did everything he could. People said he did everything right. I mean, you know, it's like you graduated from college, magna cum laude, and then they tell you you failed because they decided all the things you wrote just weren't any good anymore. I mean,
it sounds like the OG's trying to cut some slack for Mr. G.
Well, I don't know whether...
The maestro.
I don't know whether he did everything right or everything wrong. I know I don't do everything right, but I don't do everything wrong either. What about you, YG?
I do everything right.
Well,
you know, just for the record, off the record, you know, I might have a different answer for you.
Okay, well, you know, that might cheer up people and give them something to shoot for. Certainly gives me something to shoot for. But all I know is the news today was that poor Alan Greenspan bit the dust.
Oh, baby.
And all we need to know is what does this mean? What can we gather from this? And will anything change this complacent market? Will this market ever get volatile again? The market's gone nowhere for 5 straight days. I don't know when the last time this happened, but this is very unusual. The tug of war that we reported to you on Friday, I don't remember what our show was called on Friday, but whatever it was, look it up on YouTube, because you can find out what we said Friday and why we're in this big tug of war. We'll be right back.